I should probably do that.
Yeah. No, I just looked at your Mickey Mouse tweet again.
Oh, it's pretty good, isn't it?
It sighed.
Nah,
But then there's my Sonic Adventure 2 one right below it, so
Yeah, good point.
I wanted to come up with ones for all the games, but I was like, okay, game is called Sonic Heroes. Complain when it's a hero-based shooter. Oh, how do you tweet twice like that? So
Oh, I have TweetDeck, and I have TweetDeck set up to just tweet from both accounts. Like, I can just be like, okay, I want to make this tweet from my main account, and I want to make it from the SMPSnet TweetDeck.
That's cool.
The Game of the Year talk is happening early this year.
Okay, how do I pop out chat?
Ban Tengu Gemini. This.
I'm not banning.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody that gives bits gets premium status and can't be kicked.
That's a good point, yeah. Well, Tengu also made my hair clip, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that did the modeling and.
Right. But what has he done for you lately?
Well, it was literally like Friday night.
Oh yeah, well I just posted the poly emoji that I made you.
The poly head, yeah. There it is. That is definitely a poly head.
Such a poly head.
It's such it's such a good pun, isn't it? That my head is an emote and my Twitch name is Polyhead.
Oh. I like the gave it that you didn't keep that was POLL emote, so it's polymote.
Well, I could they give me the so
you don't get the
I don't get to choose what my prefix is. It's just the first 6 letters of your username. They're just like, we don't give a fuck. You're an affiliate. Just make us money, okay?
And now you are. Oh my god.
Yeah, I've made them tons of bucks.
If you've made like $10, they got like 9 probably.
I don't know. Well, I think they got 10 or something. I don't know how it works.
I hope it's not 50-50. I was joking.
As far as bits, like, that's 1-to-1. Like, I get like
really?
that whole thing.
You get the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry, folks. Just sit tight. Keep your pants on. We're just waiting for people to get in.
Yeah, shooting the shit.
People
Loving
get
life.
comfy. Having a good time.
Eating chocolate.
Always good for a podcast.
Oh my god, John's allergic to chocolate because John's a dog.
Oh shit, that's a good point.
I'm happy.
Why are you posting more polyheads in chat? If you're gonna post polyheads, Rhett, spam that shit.
Because I hit the thing, like the emote button, and then that's the only one that I didn't know how to click to get it to go away.
Oh, well, click, do this.
You can't click outside of it.
Here, let's do
Oh,
this.
I guess if you click the face again, okay.
Oh my god, so you subscribe to get the emote. Cool.
Yeah. Rhett's my first subscriber.
Damn.
I'm not even the only one anymore, though. Oh, so if I just click it...
Yeah, just click
Boy,
it. Just, flood that shit.
This is Polyclicker, too.
It's Polyclicker, too, quite literally.
Oh my god, they, line up in front of each other if you do.
Yeah, it's real fucking silly.
Well, shit, now I want to see what it looks like if I do, 1 billion. I'm gonna get banned from the chat automatically.
They do have a global...
if there's a limit, I'm about to hit it.
They do have a global ban. Be careful.
That's a lot of...
It's a lot of polyheads. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Tengu Gemini, for the 100 bits.
That's the top tier?
Taylor's still the top tier.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Taylor gave me $1,000.
Damn.
Get that. Oh, it's twitch.tv/EricJoystick.
It's Eric of twitch.tv/EricJoystick. He's also throwing around that polyhead emote. Yeah. I don't know what kind of turnout to really expect tonight. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it is the podcast, and no one listens to the podcast.
and nobody listens to the podcast. Yeah.
Chelsea doesn't love you on weekends.
No. She's got football right now.
Oh, right.
Had to clear out your bits. Well, I appreciate you clearing them out my way.
Evacuate those bits.
Evacuate the bits, just like you would your bowels.
Yeah, that's why I use that word. I always go for subtle things, and you make it very clear the joke afterwards.
No, I'm subtle, Polly. Trust me, nobody in chat really gets what I meant.
I bet the bits, when they come out your butt, they hurt because they're very sharp looking.
Those look real sharp.
And they spin around. And
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's not good. That's no bueno.
Yeah, that's why you got to clear them out, because, man, when they're sitting in your...
right in your butthole. Just like...
Yeah.
That's like it's like fucking a spin dash right out of your butthole.
Yeah, they get all scratchy up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus Taylor just put 1,000 of them up there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Taylor had some problems. Or she had some Taco Bell beforehand. And
I'm laughing because in my town there's a Taco Bell right next to a gas station. So sometimes coming out of Taco Bell, I'm like, oh, I should go get some gas. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh! Oh my god.
So who's ready to talk about Sonic?
Oh, I think everybody is ready to talk about Sonic. Who's not ready to talk about Sonic?
Oh my god, I got some fucking things to say about Sonic.
So do
I don't really have any Sonic opinions.
As you can guess, all of the things that I want to say about Sonic are good.
We're not actually allowed to talk about Sonic anymore on the podcast after this.
This is it. Get it all out.
Sonic evacuation.
Get it out of your fucking system, because this is the last time it's happening.
It'll be like our...
Fuck, we
Yeah,
don't
Taco
do a
Bell
podcast anymore. What am I talking about?
We do the Sonic Forces episode.
Yeah, we got to do the Sonic Forces episode.
Sonic Forces out a new game.
And, you two are going to be doing Game of the Year by yourself.
Oh, you can do 5.
I don't even know that I've played 5.
Nier,
Uh-huh.
3. There was something else you really liked this year. Oh, Trails in the Sky, the second.
Okay, that's 3.
A lullaby.
Not sure if you should put your own game.
I think we were talking about that.
I think
Like,
Rhett should put our game on his list.
I have a temporary top 10 list, but maybe if I play Danganronpa on
That's a good point.
things might start to get pushed down a bit.
Uh-oh. Rhett was telling me earlier, because I family share with him, he says, fucking finish Danganronpa 3 so I can fucking play my games. I'm like, wait, Rhett, like, I bought those on my account. And he's like, yeah, I want to play my fucking games.
That's not how I
Christ,
say
dude!
it.
I believe it. That's basically how I read.
That's basically how Rhett sounds. Like, there's nobody in chat that doesn't believe what I just said.
It's true.
Polly gifted me Sonic Mania, and then it was like, yeah, but just so you know, that's actually mine, because I paid for it.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna believe I said that.
Are we ready then? I don't know what we're...
I don't think anybody else is coming,
Yeah,
so let me see here.
I retweeted a thing.
Yeah, we got like 3 people.
It's
Everybody
fine.
here. Everybody's here to enjoy.
Hell yeah.
lights, camera, action.
Oh, Studiopolis reference.
Yeah, it's a Studiopolis reference. I'm not gonna play like an intro theme song like I did last time. I'm just gonna kind of.
Are you even gonna keep this part in when you like post the podcast?
I will keep this part in for the video archive, but I'll probably cut it out for the podcast version.
Oh.
That's what I did with the other one.
The last live stream up.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, I guess if everybody's ready, I'll roll into an intro.
Okay.
What was the intro I was going to use? I had one. Okay, I got one. All right. And then I'll roll into an intro, and then we'll get started.
Cool.
Badass.
Hold on. Minor technical foible.
What do you mean?
Shh. Shut up, Brett. Don't you question me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, everyone. Let's give it everything we've got. It's Sonic time! Welcome, everyone, to the very first official and the only, because, I don't think we'll ever do another episode about this specific topic, the Sonic Mania special.
Oh boy.
And basically, I think I can say without a doubt that we're going to be talking about not only Sonic Mania, but, obviously, I kind of think the entire Sonic series is
up for grabs.
Up for grabs here, because it's kind of hard to talk about this game and not talk about other games in the series, but yeah, that's the plan. So hope you're ready for a roundtable discussion of a bunch of folks that have some real hot takes about
on all the Sonic games, not even
on
just
all the
this
Sonic
one.
games, not just Sonic Mania.
Oh yeah, this is happening.
Yeah. To my immediate virtual right, for the love of God, it's Rhett.
Faker, you're the fake hedgehog. I tried to think of a line real quickly.
Get a load of this. I used that last episode. How's it going, Rhett?
Good.
You ready to talk about some Sonic?
I love the Sonic.
You love the Sonic? All right. To my immediate virtual left, the real-life Kirby, it's John Thayer.
Hi.
How's it going?
Doing pretty well. I used up my only quote.
I'm saying you're the real-life Kirby because you suck.
Oh, I get
It's
you.
a Vor thing, right?
Yeah, Tavor thing.
Huh.
Okay.
Cool. I'm down with that.
I kind of figured you would be. So we've
was-
got no fucking format for this episode at all. We're just going to freestyle it off the top of the old dome. So, fellow podcast hosts of mine, to you, what is Sonic Mania?
What is Sonic Mania?
What is Sonic
Sonic
Mania?
Well, who wants to start?
Well, Sonic Mania was created in part spearheaded by Andrew Whitehead, right?
Yes.
That's accurate, right? Who
Yeah.
who started off making a bunch of really cool Sonic fan projects, and also was in charge of making the really excellent phone ports of Sonic CD, Sonic 1, and Sonic 2, right?
Which need to be ported to PC because they actually make the Sonic 2 special stages fucking playable. Because it's actually smooth. It's actually smooth. Like, you know how the Genesis version is like literally like 10 frames a second and it's hard to see anything coming?
Yeah.
The phone versions are 60 frames a second and move smooth.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the only version where I've collected the Chaos Emeralds on on Sonic 1 and 2.
Cool.
Yeah. They're real good. I've played those phone versions of Sonic 1 and 2 through like 10 times a piece. I love them to bits. They're my favorite versions of the game. They're the ones that I played that I play constantly.
Why wouldn't you just play Sonic 2 9 times and only play Sonic 1 just once? Because you never, ever need to see that game again.
Well, I played Sonic 1 more because it's shorter, and better. But,
see, there's that word in there.
Shorter? I mean, it's only like 10 minutes shorter when you look at like long plays and stuff, but it feels a lot shorter.
No, you use that other word, that B word,
and
that I don't agree with. There was a B word in there that, I don't think anybody's agreeing with that.
What is Sonic Mania?
So what's Sonic Mania other than
to you?
To you, what is Sonic Mania?
Well, I thought it was really cool that they brought on somebody that started off doing a bunch of fan projects and wound up making like really excellent ports, and then they just put him in charge of a new Sonic game. Like, that's really cool. It's so distinct and different from like the Nintendo approach of bullshit.
Yes, Nintendo's never gonna do fucking anything like that.
But specifically though, he didn't just get put in charge of this. He actually pitched it to Sega. Like, he showed them Studiopolis kind of beta, and they were like, "Wow, yes, do this."
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so he basically initiated this on his own, and I think it was called like Sonic Discovery originally.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, well, when the game, so then of course the experience of playing Sonic Mania spearheaded by these people begins with a really lovely animated intro cutscene too. Like y'all saw this. This was released a month or so before the game came out, and it's just magical. Like,
it's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that also put together by one person?
Oh, that's so cool. It was a big fan animator, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, there's so much to love about the Sonic Mania project.
Absolutely.
Isn't there?
Absolutely.
So there's that intro scene.
He's not talking about the game.
And you boot up the game, and there's a series of menus that you navigate.
Oh, we're doing this, are we? Is this what we're gonna do?
They're very smooth.
I think what John is saying is that they love everything around the game, but maybe not the game itself.
Maybe we can hold off on the granular opinions.
All right.
But just kind of like, just come on,
sentences.
Shorthand here. Like, what is Sonic Mania to you?
Very long and boring. I played through it once, and I probably am never gonna play it again.
Oh boy.
Buckle up, people! The hottest of takes are coming.
Oh, man.
So, Rhett.
Uh-huh.
What is Sonic Mania to you?
It's a really fun throwback that's reminiscent of the... God damn it.
What?
No, John, like, snickered or something.
Okay.
It's a fun throwback to remind you why those games were fun if you haven't played them in a while, and a reminder that Sonic can still be fun, but there are some issues with the game that kind of prevent it from being a masterpiece.
So we're probably gonna be sticking our hand right up this game's ass and pulling out all the bits.
One quick question then, Rhett. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much better is Sonic Advance 1 than Sonic Mania?
I literally don't remember Sonic Advance 1, so 10.
So probably so a 10, you said? So definitely way better? I get you. Cool. All right, Polly, what is Sonic Mania to you?
Sonic Mania to me is like, I again like to reiterate the point. I love the idea that this comes from such a place of passion, and that like a fan project like this could come to life, you know, with like a multi-million-dollar corporation kind of getting behind it.
Yeah.
And I think that is first and foremost the single raddest thing about it. I think the game itself,
God.
Man, if Freedom Planet didn't exist, I'd probably think this was at least mediocre.
See, there's the rub, because everyone keeps comparing it to Freedom Planet, and I don't like that one either.
Yeah, but that's the wrong opinion to have. So
I will take John's side on this one. I never finished Freedom Planet. It got
people need to
annoying.
get the fuck off my podcast right now.
Hey, Sonic Mania has way better bosses, except for the very final one, which is like Freedom Planet tier garbage.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember any. I don't rember Freedom Planet's bosses.
Freedom Planet
Oh, the
had a
last
lot
one's
of interesting bosses. Freedom Planet's boss fights were largely treasure inspired, so how you could not remember
But what?
a lot of those boss fights is pretty beyond me.
But they fly in from off the screen and hit you, and it's super fucking annoying.
The fucking last one!
That I remember many more than that.
The last boss fight of Freedom Planet is the only one that I remember being that fucking obnoxious.
I really wanted Freedom Planet to be Sonic as like through treasure, but I don't think that vibe is. I didn't get that vibe at all.
I think
Got a board.
you are absolutely fucking silly. Like I don't. This is gonna be this entire podcast, isn't it? This is just gonna be.
Maybe we should.
This
just
is
move on
this is going to
Let's
be
move
the.
on from Freedom Planet.
This is going to be the literal podcast WrestleMania that happens now. And thank you for the sub, Rock Grumbler. Yes, for anyone listening at home, I still have my alerts on because I don't know how to turn them off in OBS, and I don't want to set them up again.
Yeah.
They're a pain. So, where would you like to dig in to?
I guess, for me, I thought kind of starting with our history with the Sonic series.
Okay, we will go with that. We will go with the history with the Sonic series. I will start.
Okay.
My first experience with Sonic the Hedgehog was July 4th of 1991, I believe. We rented a Sega Genesis for the July 4th weekend. So actually it was probably July 3rd, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
And I remember me and my dad playing through Green Hill, thinking, wow, this is pretty good. Getting to Marble Zone and thinking, what happened?
What happened?
What happened?
It got slow.
This wow. Can you believe Labyrinth Zone was originally supposed to be the second stage?
That's even worse.
That's so nuts.
If that would have happened, Sonic would be dead in the water. It would not have recovered. You don't recover from that kind of blunder.
Yeah.
Marble Zone was still that to me, though.
No way,
No, Marble
dude.
Zone's it's so much easier though than Labyrinth.
Marble Zone,
is...
I actually despite the fact that I don't like what it is compared to Green Hill Zone, I still like Marble Zone.
That music's real nice.
Oh,
too.
fucking yeah. I love that. I love that theme.
Marble Zone, I mean, I guess I shouldn't hijack Paulie's bit, so keep going.
But, I played it. I did not complete it until I got Sega Genesis probably a year later for Christmas. And I got that along with Sonic 2, and I love the shit out of Sonic 2. I still do. I still think that is the game for me in terms of Sonic. And I was, for a long time, I was kind of the weirdo that didn't think Sonic 3 and Knuckles was all that great. But as time has moved on, I've come to appreciate and like that game quite a bit, but I still don't like it more than Sonic 2. And then, as you push into the 3D era stuff,
Yeah.
I never liked Sonic Adventure that much. So
I guess you can kind of fast forward to through the 3D stuff until you hit Generations.
Yeah, Generations was just like... I bought Generations for the PC. I think it literally went on sale 2 weeks after it came out.
Oh, geez.
Which I remember thinking, oh, that's probably a real bad sign. But I bought it anyway, and it ended up being on my Game of the Year list that year. So
that's right. I think I bought it because you were like, dude, no, this
yeah, I remember telling you specifically,
shit.
no, this is straight up the good shit. Like
they did a good Sonic for once.
They did a good. So that's kind of like my protracted. Is that the word? That's probably not that.
Yeah, you went back after Generations and kind of played Colors
Yeah,
played
Colors.
Unleashed.
Colors
Colors is real good.
Unleashed. I like the day stages of Unleashed, even though they're
Yeah.
real fucking uncontrollable. It's gorgeous as fuck, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm still on I am still on team excited to get to play Sonic Forces in a month.
Hell yeah.
Oh boy.
So
And you like Sonic 06 in a charming way.
And yes, I love Sonic 06. Like, I don't even think you can call it ironic. Like, I think I just genuinely like that game for the fucking silliness that it is. Because I play that game and I have a great time. So that's kind of like my condensed history of Sonic. What about you, Rhett?
I played the first game basically when it came out. I don't really remember the time frame, but probably 91. Like, because I was the TurboGrafx kid though, and it was like, Sega's got something coming finally. Oh, we're gonna pay attention to the Genesis. Oh yeah, they were hyping Sonic like well before it came out even.
Oh yeah, yeah, all over the fucking place.
So I got Sonic and Green Hill Zone, yay! And then you get to Marble, and I was like, like. That zone basically prevented me from ever actually getting the Spring Yard properly. Like,
Ouch.
I honestly really don't like Marble Zone. But then that game had the cool debug mode, and like you could like add enemies and stuff into Green Hill Zone and like fly around as a ring.
Yeah.
So like
that's
it was
cool.
my first kind of dumb level design and stuff. And then I played like through the stages just using level select, and it was always weird. Like, why is like Act 3 of Scrap Brain even more Labyrinth Zone?
Oh, that makes me so mad.
So like I would just like play Starlight Zone and then skip to the last boss. And then Sonic 2 came out, and that one was fucking amazing. And they don't have any rings in the last area though.
Nope.
So
Yeah, that's probably the hardest chunk of the
Yeah.
Genesis games.
So that game was one where I liked it enough to the point where I would play through the whole thing, die on the Death Robot or
Death
Egg,
Mhm.
whatever, and then just play through the game again, and finally was able to beat it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Come on,
And, like,
it's, just
I mean,
it's just 12 hits. Come on, you can do it.
Oh my god. Is it 12 or 16? It
It's
might
12.
be 16.
It's 12. I did it recently.
The other thing, though, is that I didn't know you can hit him when he's like walking forward if you're very specific with your timing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought you had to wait for him to land and then bend over. So that fight took a while.
You can also like, if you finagle it right, you can spin dash yourself behind him when he's trying to crush you. You can like spin dash and you can get behind him and get in like 6 or 7 hits.
Well, I did it the very long and hard way.
Oh, I was a cheap kid. I was like, I'm gonna cheese the fuck out of this.
Well, I didn't know how to cheese it, and like you make any mistake, you die.
Yeah,
'Cause
literally. Yeah.
spikes
God, it's
everywhere.
brutal.
Anyways, Sonic 3, I really liked, and then when Knuckles came out and you could lock them on and get the save system in both of them, it became like by far my favorite of the series.
Mhm.
Because it's the one that does like every act has a boss, every act has different music, and then there's that huge ridiculous climax, and then when you have
it's so
Super Sonic, you get Doomsday Zone. Like there's so much to that game.
Yeah.
And I
It's
think
the reddest of the bunch,
yeah,
like, for sure.
exactly. I think that's a bit why I'm more positive on Mania, basically, because Mania feels the most inspired, I think, by 3 and Knuckles. And it has Blue Sphere, which I unironically love.
I like Blue Sphere a lot too.
Someone,
probably my
I
favorite
forget
enemy
who said
game.
this on Twitter, but somebody goes, I used to like Blue Sphere till I played Mania.
Oh yeah, they get some of the new Blue Sphere configurations are real dickish.
But there's like 32 levels, like even in Sonic and Knuckles. Like if you got all Chaos Emeralds in both games, it would be like 14 levels.
Yeah, like
So there's
they added
32
a whole bunch.
yeah, it's nuts.
All right, if you jump into the checkpoint every time you open it up and then do the Blue Spear, you're playing Blue Spear for like half of your Sonic Mania playthrough experience, right?
Over
like
that.
that's absurd.
Yeah, I do the
That's
game twice
so
normally
much.
before doing the playthrough, where I'm just like, I'm gonna hit Blue Sphere every time it comes up.
Look, fucking Blue Sphere, like hate it or love it, great fucking theme.
Mhm. Yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah.
Sonic CD, I played when it came out and was like, I'm liking this game. And then I played it when the Taxman port came out on Steam and was like, man, the level the level design in this game is terrible.
It's absolutely
wait.
dickish.
So the Sonic
And-
CD, the Taxman Point port is on for Sonic CD is on Steam, but not 1 and 2.
Not
Yeah,
1 and 2.
yeah.
But you can get the ROMs of the Genesis games
True. Yeah.
on Steam. So technically
Yeah.
they all are there, but yeah, you don't get the cool widescreen and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played through Sonic CD again and like did the whole like actual travel back to the past, explore the levels, and I'm like, it's better now. Like
Yeah, that is
in
a
this
much
game,
better way of experiencing it.
And then 3D games. I loved Sonic Adventure because it has
God, what is it with
Pink
you
Birdie.
people? What is it with you people?
And Sonic Adventure 2 was pretty disappointing, but it does get super ret anime at the end, which I love.
So good at the end.
And then Heroes I just really didn't like, and then I didn't play any of them until Colors, which was okay, and then Generations, which is really great.
Hmm.
This motherfucker
That's-
just said.
And then there
Colors.
haven't been any Sonic games since until Mania.
Actually, there was Sonic Boom and Sonic Lost World, which I didn't play.
Ooh, yeah, there.
That was
Lost
Yeah.
World's pretty bad. Fucking Sonic game, you need to hold a run button.
It's the Mario of Sonic games.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah, for real.
That's like one of the things, and like one of the things that I never really considered when looking at Sonic 1 was looking at it as like not in relation to other Sonic games, but as like, oh, this is Sega's response to like Mario and stuff, and then things like instead of having a mushroom and coins, you just have rings, which serve the purpose of both. Instead of having a run button, you just have the jump button instead of XYZ. So doing a lot of the same things as Mario, but like very condensed and maybe more elegant.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lost
they're-
World really just wanted to be like
Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sucks.
It's so weird that Mario and Sonic always get compared and like, oh, they're rivals, when like as platformers, they're like totally opposite ends of the spectrum.
They're no way near.
Like Donkey Kong Country and Sonic are like way closer, I think.
Yeah.
So, John,
My experience?
Yeah.
We had a Super Nintendo growing up. Like that was my first video game was like Mario World, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But my cousins had a Sega Genesis, and some of my fun neighbors had a Sega Genesis, and they had all the Sonic games. And whenever we visited, we would play the Sonic games. So we played they had all three, so we played all three. I played a good bit, two a good bit. I remember playing Sonic and Knuckles just on its own a lot for whatever reason. I think because climbing around as Knuckles was really fun.
Yeah.
And then so I played that intermittently, so it always had this kind of allure to it, along with a lot of other Genesis games like Echo, where we didn't get past the first level.
Nobody did
And-
ever, actually.
And the World of Illusion, I think. So we played. So the Genesis games always had that kind of mystique. And when finally, I think we got the PC version of Sonic, the PC ports, like the old PC ports, and we had them installed on our computer, and I was like 8 or something. And then like I remember them we at one point not having them on the computer, and I was like, oh, I can't play Sonic anymore. And then a while later, we got Mega Collection on the GameCube, and then played them all to death. And then that's when I finally played through all of them like several years ago, and kind of narrated my experience to Polly and Rhett doing it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was.
Over the course of this entire podcast, I feel like we've gone through that entire journey with you.
Mm-hmm. I streamed all of my first Sonic 3 and Knuckles playthrough. Actually, I remember Red complaining because I didn't go to Doomsday Zone.
Oh yeah. That's right.
I remember specifically playing through one a bunch and then sending like AIM messages, bitching, whining about every level that wasn't Starlight and Green Hill.
Hey, remember when people used AOL Instant Messenger?
Mm-hmm.
even
Memories.
I moved on.
Yeah. So lots of good memories there. I played CD on stream. I think this was part of that journey, and I just ran through it. And then I played it seriously with the iPhone port, and still didn't like it much. Played Generations, and that was my first 3D Sonic. Loved it. Went back and did Colors. Finally went back and did Adventure 1 and 2. and those games came at me like right when I was really open to that.
Yeah.
And they resonated with me a lot. And that's my basic experience with the series. I really, I think I played through 1, 2, and 3 again, like last year or something, and then played 1 and 2 to death on my phone, and kind of settled into current feelings towards the games. They're some of my favorite platformers. I really like Sonic a lot.
If they put 3 and Knuckles on phone, John would like them.
Probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's probably a big chunk of it. I could only play it. God, the Lava Reef boss is Sonic, though. That's cool shit. I remember getting there, was like, oh my god, this game is so cool. Because as a kid, I never got past Sandopolis. Wait, no, I did as Knuckles, because you could climb the walls and
Yeah,
shit
you could fucking cheat your way right out of Sandopolis.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I think I actually did get to Death Egg a couple times. And I think that's as far as I ever got into any of the Sonic games as a kid.
How'd you figure out the impossible barrel?
No, I was only playing vanilla Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh.
But then I could never get past Death Egg. So I must have seen the Lava Reef boss, but fuck, it came, I'd completely forgotten, and it was super cool seeing that again as a growing up, being surprised. So yeah, as of right now, I kind of want 1 a lot, because all the stages kind of have this strong variety, like every stage is doing something different. I like 2 a lot, because it kind of hones in on that breezy quality in some of 1 stages and just really builds on that, and has a really exciting and a really exciting and tough climax. And then I like 3 and Knuckles a lot, because it has just really cool spectacle.
I think 3 is the perfect combination of both spectacle and just perfecting that formula. Because I think that it handles everything that the first 2 games try to do. Mm-hmm. And, like, even down to, like, when they're wanting you to slow down and platform a bit, it's still pretty fun in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yeah.
I think it's probably my least favorite just because it goes on the longest, and like the other ones I can really just sit down and breeze through, and I really appreciate that as of late in a platformer.
Yeah, I think that's kind of my problem with Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It's like I rarely ever want to sit down and play the whole thing.
Well, it's the post Super Mario World Sonic game. Like I know Sonic 2 came out after Super Mario World, but Sonic 3 and Knuckles feels like a post Mario World Sonic game.
Well, I was about to say, like, Sonic Mania, kind of steering things back to the main topic of discussion here. Mm-hmm. Sonic Mania, I feel, is very much in that same pacing as Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I mean, it also has 12 zones. Like, they're pretty similar in that regard. And yeah, it's a game that's just a bit too long to ever really think about doing in one session, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I think speedruns for it at the moment, like, even with glitches, are still close to the 1 hour mark. And that's any percent without grabbing emeralds. So, like, that's a bit much.
I think the emeralds you can get done really fast. I saw a video of somebody getting all 7, like, by Chemical Plant 2 or something.
Fuck, it was kind of nuts. 5th one, though! Fuck that piece of garbage.
Yeah, 5th one's really hard.
Oh my god.
That's the hardest one. I don't know why they did that.
So I feel weird about Sonic and 3 and Knuckles length. I'm not crazy about some of the stage choices. I think there's a lot of filler. There's some good amount of filler there.
Okay.
But I'm building up to I'm building into a point. I'm building into a point.
Okay.
But it has all this really excellent storytelling and pacing to it. And once you get into that, the climax is like several zones of build up. Like Lava Reef builds into the Sanctuary, builds into the Death Egg.
Yeah.
And then you have Doomsday Zone. There's so much to that. There's so much meat to it, and the relationship with Knuckles throughout the game. I don't think Sonic Mania does any of that.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't do any of the things that Sonic 3 and Knuckles that make me really like Sonic 3 and Knuckles. If Sonic 3 and Knuckles was just the 12 zones without that build up and pacing, I would really just get. Like that's kind of what made it to me.
That's one of the bigger things that I really, really, really don't like about Sonic Mania is that there's no ambition there to kind of help like make it feel like you're working towards something. It's just a greatest hits compilation with all the songs that you know from albums that are probably better. You know, so
it really is like
you're hearing all of the songs out of context with how they would fit onto their respective albums, much like you're playing through zones that are being played through in an order that doesn't feel right at all.
Yeah, the Stardust to Hydropolis transition was kind of like a
so hilarious
punch in the gut. It was just like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Oh.
I literally don't understand that one. You just go to dropping into Hydro City.
It's after the big climactic boss fight with Metal Sonic, and then just, all right, here's Hydropolis.
Yeah.
That one especially is just
like, and like the thing is, like they kind of like they have that moment at the start where you got a little cutscene with these characters who I guess were supposed to be major antagonists, but
they're in the animated intro.
Fuck if the game actually kind of
does anything
to like make them seem like, oh, I don't know, I guess they're just like more Robotnik robots, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I never thought anything of what the hard-boiled heavies. Is that it?
Yeah.
Like I had no idea they were a thing.
I mean, I had seen their artwork before the game came out, so I knew they were a thing. And then the first one you fight is the Studiopolis Act 1 boss, which is like the auto runner.
Yeah.
So it's one of the longest fights in the game, I think.
Yeah.
Because like even if you do it fast, like the 4 hits takes, and then there's like the transitions up and down levels, which I think is really cool. But yeah, it's like also kind of not a great fight where it's just hit the blue missile.
Yeah, and like it's just literally it's just literally look at the background. Where's the missile? Okay, that's the order that the blue missile will come at you, and then just roll towards the edge of the screen when that missile's gonna come on.
Yeah. And then
side point. They took like one of the most boring bosses from Sonic 2, the Oil Ocean one, and then just included it without making it less boring. Yeah. Where you have to wait for the fire laser to come up very slowly and shoot lasers very slowly, and it's just the same.
Oh, is that one the same? I thought they also made that one like way harder in this game.
I think they added a bunch of shit, but the laser itself is still just super slow. The laser bit, the bad bit, is still just there.
Yeah, that's like weird. They drop you down into like the oil with the boss, which that like that doesn't happen in Sonic 2.
Gotcha. That's cool. But yeah, what were you saying, Rhett?
So the first time you fight Hard-Boiled Gunner at Studiopolis Act 1, like, you blow up all his minions, and then he just flies away, and then you literally don't see him again till the end of the game. And it's just like... Because then, like... Maybe if he had shown up as, like, the Act 2 boss, there would be some sort of transition there, you know?
Like, it would actually make sense.
Because then, like, Magician shows up at the start of Mirage Saloon, and then, I don't know, you fight her at the end, but, like, and then, like, 90% of that fight is her just turning into other Sonic references, like, oh, it's Bark and Bean and Fang.
It's like
I still liked Magician. That one.
Like, that one's actually good.
Put the most of the work into it.
Yeah, like, Shinobi at the end of Press Garden is...
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Fight? I don't know. But, like, there's no build-up, and then there's kind of no payoff. No. And then they just shove the other two into Lava Reef, where you fight one as Sonic and then you fight the other one as Knuckles.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. So I didn't even fight one of them?
Yeah, you never fight the king unless you get all the emeralds or play as Knuckles.
Yeah.
Weird.
So, like, when I first beat the game, me, who cared about these rivals, was like, what about the king? What the fuck? I beat the game and it was like, what the fuck?
That's rough.
And then when you play as Knuckles, it's like maybe one of the worst fights.
Oh no.
I mean, it wasn't like aggressively bad. It was just like average. It just was kind of like the others.
Fighting bosses is not fun as Knuckles.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He has Knuckles has some really hard ones because of his shitty jump.
Yeah.
Like, Flying Battery Act 1 is actually
God.
really hard.
Yeah.
Because you just have to...
Which boss was that?
That's the one that like trash compactor.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is
Oh,
wait for
weird.
the trash to keep rising up, but then Knuckles has to wait even longer.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that one was super easy. The people seem to have a lot of trouble with the bosses. The only one that gave me a rough time was the spider boss.
I love the
The
spider
boss is great. That's like one of the ones I really like because it's so physics based and like you kind of see some Contra hardcore in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's some
that's
good
that's
vibes there.
definitely one of the reasons I really like.
Plus, they introduced the standout character, Omelet.
Yeah,
That's
the best
Omelet.
character.
Yeah.
What's amazing about the fan art in that character is how she overtook the actual new characters.
Yeah. Like if and there's going to be a Sonic Mania 2, and she is going to be in it. I will guarantee it.
So it's like it makes more sense for them to just focus on one new character as a rival instead of 5.
How cool
Is
would
that-
it be if she was the main rival throughout that game, and they did all new zones?
So
Kind of like the rival in Honors Relic of the Stars,
or
which does that a lot better than Sonic Mania.
I mean, Sonic 3 though had Knuckles as the rival,
And it
Right.
kicked ass.
but you never fight him until like the very end of like Hidden Palace.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And even then, it's not really kind of a real boss fight.
It's a pretty junk fight.
But like they made him a rival, but he kept fucking with you in every level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Through like those little cutscenes, and like that's what this game fails to do.
I mean,
in
he
any...
Yeah, they didn't
Fucking-
even
he
need a
fuck-
boss for it to work.
He fucks
Yeah, that's
up.
what I'm saying.
He fucks up Supersonic right at the start of the game. Come on.
Yeah, but then all he does the rest of the game is just like, I'm gonna hit this switch
I'm
and
gonna
drop
hit
you
this
down.
switch. I'm gonna knock you out of this fucking egg carrier. He's just kind of a minor dick throughout the rest of the
But
game.
You remember him.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's really nothing like that in this game.
No.
Like, Heavy Magician has like such a brief cutscene that like something about like the caterpillar turns into the Act 1 boss, but like it's so obscured. I don't know. It just doesn't land at all for even me.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, you were mentioning how this game is like a best of album by
Yeah.
like your favorite band, and all
Yeah.
those songs are out of order.
Mhm.
And then you mentioned new zones.
Yeah.
So it's a best of album, but with like 4 new songs.
With like a few new songs on it that were probably like well in you know in a greatest hits context, it would be like their B-sides that we probably released in Europe, but we're gonna sell them now.
Or my thought is like 16 new songs and then or 16 old songs and then track 17 is a new one.
Yeah, that's usually the case as relates
Yeah.
to greatest hits albums.
So anyways, Studiopolis.
I thought the new stages were all nice.
Studiopolis? Holy shit, they made a casino zone that doesn't suck!
Yes, pretty much.
I really like Casino Zone. I like it bouncing around everywhere. It's fun.
No.
Yeah.
I hate being bounced around. Like, it's annoying as fuck.
It's so cute when you. It's like shit. Fuck, yeah. And the Casino Zone boss is one of the harder ones in Sonic 2 too. I never got past it as a kid.
Yeah.
Casino
enough
Night
physics.
Zone? In Sonic 2? That boss is hard?
Yeah,
Just get on top of him and stay on top of him.
You have
Alright.
physics to do that.
Yeah, that's
If
not
you're
hard
trying
to do. All you've got to do is get yourself up halfway up one of the walls and then jump off, and you'll land on top of him, and then you can just like balance yourself back and forth on top of him.
Okay.
Well,
Easy to
my
do.
way is more fun. I zoom across the bottom and then jump off the side wall, hit him, bounce back, zoom across the bottom, jump off the other wall, and get the rhythm going. It's real fun.
I use the
Whatever.
flippers and just take a billion hits.
Wow!
Why not? I mean, hey, it's a valid strategy. That's kind of what Sonic is built on, really, is that one ring lifestyle, baby.
Yeah. So to me, Studiopolis though, especially Act 1, is like the platonic ideal Sonic level.
Kinda, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And like that's the one they kind of based the animated intro off of, and then it even has Heavy Gunner in the intro. It's like,
And it was,
but yeah, that zone is just so much fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's also the one that they pumped up for all the advertising too, so everyone got to see it.
Yeah, that was the one like that was demo to Sega originally, and then
Cool.
like the one kind of in the trailer reveal. Yeah, that was definitely the one they focused on.
Okay, am I the
most.
only one that had some visibility issues in Studiopolis though? Because I felt that like at certain points, like the background and the foreground colors were way too similar, and I couldn't really tell the difference between what I could and couldn't stand on sometimes.
Gotcha. I was thinking about the I thought you were talking about the silhouette stuff, which I really loved.
No, the
behind-
silhouette stuff is great. Just like running through fucking those buildings and like smashing out the windows, which has a nice satisfying.
It feels
sound,
really
too.
good.
It's real good. You get like a 1 second screen flash when you break a window too. It's like it's really nicely done for such a simple effect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't say I had any visibility issues though in that stage, but I think there are times in the game though where like a platform will be slightly darker than the rest of them,
Yeah.
but you can still stand on it. Like there's definitely layers involved in the game where sometimes like you'll pass a point then be bounced back by a spring,
Yeah.
but then you'll go down, and like sometimes the way they kind of draw the art for that I think is maybe a bit off.
Yeah.
Gotcha. God, this is pretty. I'm looking at a video right now, just like, oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
Studiopolis,
the colors, y'all.
Yeah, like
It's
it is
so
a colorgasm. Like
Yeah.
it's straight up a gorgeous stage.
yeah.
Man, this game looks so smooth. Like the playing it must feel really good. Ah,
And like I like the whole idea of just like mixing it, like your casino zone with like a TV studio, and how they play on that with like the big monitors in the background when you start the second act looks really cool with like the big Eggman.
Yeah,
appearing there.
Studiopolis Act 2
really kicks it up.
emphasizes the whole TV studio thing to give it a unique feel. And then the
shit! I
bosses.
should play this game. Looks really cool.
Jesus. And then there's that weather boss at the end, which is... It's so adorable that I can't hate
Yeah,
it,
I
even though
can't
maybe
hate
as
that
a
weather boss. Even though that weather boss is just like seriously like the easiest thing ever.
It's just like 3 attacks, and
Yeah, it's
But
such a cute
the presentation
idea.
is so good.
It's so good.
Yeah. Then a couple levels later, you show up in Press Garden.
Press Garden, another really, really good zone.
God, it's so pretty, especially when you get to the second one and that reveal moving from the factory into the. Oh,
Into the
I really
printing
like the first
press.
zone too, but man,
I
that
think
was
so.
spellbinding.
Controversial opinion time. I think Act 1 though is like the ugliest level in the game.
It's real, like yeah, like
Like,
the
the
colors
colors
they chose
don't
there don't
me.
work.
Especially in like the big crates
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Weird coloring. But like as a level it's fine, but like that one especially, and the name is strange. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this kind of feels a bit like a fan game or something.
well, I mean, it's a printing press and a garden.
Yeah, it made me think of
So-
textiles. Like that's what I really liked in
Okay, I'm not
Act
hating
1
the
was
name
the,
too much, but I think it's more the visuals just kind of having... It doesn't feel like a Sonic level color-wise. I
No,
kinda don't
not
know
at
how
all.
to
Not at
describe
all.
Yeah, I
But-
think
but
what
also
what really resonated with me there was the parallax bits in the background. Like that looked really pretty to me.
Mm.
And it,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's like the giant newspapers, it looks like, in the background kind of being shuffled and like blurred.
Yeah,
That looks cool.
Yeah.
It's a really cool effect.
And then,
that's-
but
that's exactly
in
what-
Act 2, and it just totally changes, and you're like, holy crap. It's an ice level.
Yes, it's like such a weird ice level too, and like if like I may be wrong, but isn't like the ice cube mechanic taken from the Game Gear games?
I
Oh, cool.
don't know. I've never played those.
I
Oh,
think
that's
that
funny.
I think that getting frozen in an ice cube and then moving along the ground and smacking into things is a I think that's a Game Gear game mechanic.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Even if it's not original, I think it's really done well here.
Again, one of those things where it's just like I'm smashing through things and it feels real good.
Yeah.
To like smash through, like especially when you get the flame shield and you can just like go
walk
fucking
through stuff.
haywire. Unfortunately, I think like the Wii U version, I don't know if they patched it or not, but if you fucking flame shield a bunch of ice blocks, the game just crashes.
Oh shit,
Oh.
that's no fun.
So that's a weird thing that I've seen happen on tons of streams.
Mhm.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, I figured out another thing that really resonated with me in Press Garden Zone 1 is that it's the one with the infinite vertical looping, which is one of my favorite tricks in Sonic games.
I never
is when
like
they do
that. I never like that.
Oh, it's so confusing.
I don't get the point of it. Like, the point of it is to just be obtuse and stupid.
What I don't get about it in this implementation is that at the end of the level, it looks like you're in an infinite loop, because you do like a figure 8, then drop down, then do another similar figure 8.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, if you just keep rolling, you eventually end the level.
Yeah.
Like, you break out so easily.
Yeah.
Like, there's maybe one of those rolling presses, and you have to take the top route to get out. But like could not be signaled more, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of those things where it's like, hey, I didn't expect them to do that thing that I really liked from old Sonic games. But then I realized, like, oh, I'm just happy that they're doing one of the things I liked from the old games that I didn't expect them to do, and not because they did something that surprised me.
Yeah,
original.
It surprised you, but not in the way you kind of really wanted this game to surprise you.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty surprised by the ice stuff in Act 2, when it's like, when it first happens, you're like, you expect the ice to be like a penalty.
Yeah, and it's not.
And it's actually like the way to get through that level, which is really neat.
It feels real good just bashing through shit and it incurring no penalty whatsoever.
Yeah. Like, there are parts where you have to manually mash to get out.
Yeah.
So it is a penalty in some spots, but for a lot of it, it's like, there's one part on one of the routes where, like, you have to go left a bit to reach one of those, the thing that'll freeze you. Oh. And then as soon as you hit that, you'll bounce between, like, 4 springs, slide all the way back you just came, and then smash through a wall, and it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, that level especially, the map just absolutely confounds me, because it's like, there's at least, like, 3 paths that all end up at the bottom, and then kind of exist in their own area, and then once you get out, they go up and above the others. It's like...
Yeah,
so weird.
It is a very, like... interesting,
dense.
Yeah, it's
map.
Dense. Like, I think that I think it is probably the smartest dense level design in the game, personally, because there's other dense level design in the game that I think is straight up trash.
Well, we're getting there soon, I think.
We're getting there.
Any other thoughts on Press Garden, I guess?
I think the boss of Act 2 is kind of eh.
Oh, the hard-boiled heavy shinobi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty not good.
When I saw them, it's like, oh, cool, so they're saving the hard-boiled heavies for the original zones. I get it. And then that boss is very one-note.
Yeah. The Act 1 boss, though, I think is very cute. Where you have to,
which one was that again?
Yeah.
It's got, like, two
saws, and you have to make it smack one of the metal boxes so that it'll, like, knock the saw off, and then you hop up on top of it.
Cute.
Like, I think that one's really cute.
First time I played it, though, I just did the whole
probably
jump into it 8 times and eat damage the whole time.
Well, they telegraph it right when the boss fight starts. It comes in and it saws through the wooden crate and then hits the other one and bounces off.
Oh. Huh. There's actually kind of an interesting semi-tutorial at the start of that level where, like, there's a monitor placed where you can't avoid it. So you drop down, see an enemy on your right, but then hit the monitor and bounce back up, so you have to see that enemy for longer. And it's one of those ones that throws the saw to its partner.
Oh, I love those enemies. Those are so good.
Yeah. So, like, they intentionally delay you for, like, 2 seconds there so that you have to see it throw the saw the first time. I thought that was really clever.
That's classy.
Yeah, that's actually really fucking smart level design there.
Yeah, and that enemy in general is really cool.
That enemy in general, they're so good.
Yeah. Then there's Mirage Saloon.
Another banger.
Which starts with the biplane stuff, though, which I wasn't a huge fan of.
I've never minded the biplane stuff in Sonic 2. I think it's mostly because, like, it kind of slows things down a bit, because like in Metropolis, like, you still end up going pretty damn fast through Metropolis, even though Metropolis is like a dickhead of a stage.
Yeah.
I think it's a good way to slow things down before the climax, and I really love that theme.
Yes, yeah, I love it in Sonic 2, because it's a good kind of calm before the storm, basically, where it's part of the climax. Like, you're exhausted after Metropolis, and then they give
But
you
you're
that.
right in that it's kind of like, did this kind of need to happen again?
It feels in a weird place in this game. I
Feels
think
very forced.
yeah, especially the way like the level transition. I think you just literally go from Hydro City
Yeah.
onto the biplane in the desert, and you're like, what?
Oh, weird.
It's so
Forgot that.
abrupt. And then like while you're taking in that shock of like the harshest level transition yet,
Yeah.
Heavy Magician shows up, knocks Knuckles off the plane, and it's like, wait, what is happening? It's so quick.
Yeah.
So
Also,
Knuckles actually-
also, Rhett meant to say hydrosity.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm doing that on purpose.
We got two of us in the right here.
So if you play as Knuckles, he actually has a different Act 1.
Mm-hmm.
He like goes through kind of a red canyon-ish area,
Yeah.
or Rash Saloon Act 1, that I thought was pretty cool because it takes advantage of the fact that he can climb, and like there's not a whole lot of areas in the game that are specifically
really-
for him.
That's kind of like the thing with the game, though, is that like even though you've got Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles at your disposal,
Yeah.
the game's really kind of just built for Sonic with minor with some minor things here and there for Tails and Knuckles.
I think Tails is just like, hey, it's easy mode. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I haven't actually played as him. I think he jumps even higher than Sonic does, and he
Yeah.
can fly. So like he'll make bosses easier, and he can fly. Like, and then Knuckles tries to be hard mode, but I'm not sure if
It's done in the
it's not-
right way.
like bosses are definitely harder with him, but the levels, because you can climb, like, it's kind of hard to make him the more challenging character a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you hit Act 2, which is just another banger, like Studiopolis Act 1, I think.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame it's like one of the shortest levels.
Oh yeah, you were in and out of that shit so fast.
Couldn't believe how short it was, especially when it's just Act 2. And it's like, oh, really?
Like, yeah, that's like I would not have minded more time in Mirage.
Soaking
Saloon.
in that before getting to another Sonic 3 and Knuckles level.
Yeah. No, I think
It's-
Oil Ocean is after Mirage Saloon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's one of the transitions that actually has some thematic consistency.
Just a
going.
bit, yeah.
They even have like the animation of you getting in the gun and being shot off towards Oil Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I generally prefer the Sonic, the non 3 and Knuckles throwbacks, because 3 and Knuckles like was already kind of had like what they were doing is like adding cool spectacle and extra mechanics to the older levels, but then with 3 and Knuckles they already had all that stuff there basically.
Yeah, they had all
And
that
that's-
now. Yeah, like that's kind of why I was kind of bummed out by Sonic 3 and Knuckles taking up the lion's share of the throwback stages, is that I already thought those stages were good.
hmm
Well, there's only 3 of them.
Really?
That's-
I thought there
Feels
were,
like a lot.
I thought there were
There's
far
four-
more.
Flying Battery, Hydro City, and Lava Reef. That's it.
Hydrosity, Flying Battery, Lava Reef. Are you sure?
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm positive.
Okay. That still feels like, I guess, even in terms of this is one game versus
I mean-
Sonic CD getting 2, and Sonic 2 getting 2, and Sonic 1 getting 1!
Oh my god, man! And they didn't
It's
even.
the most-
The most predictable.
And they did Green Hill!
The most predictable, fucking boring opener they could think of.
I
And you
mean,
start on Angel Island for some reason, and then it jumps to
That-
Green Hill?
okay, that part is really weird that they
What the
used
fuck?
Angel Island for the intro.
I don't get it.
Like,
I really would have loved, like, super
Give
extended
me
Starlight.
like an awesome Starlight Zone, or
God.
fucking get rid of Metallic Madness and put in Scrap Brain.
Fuck yeah.
yeah. I just, it's like they're. I don't know how to word this. Like, I don't want to speculate too much on what Sega like forced on the team to put in the game. Because
My
I think
understanding from having read interviews is that
Yeah.
they were told do more old zones.
that sucks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you don't want to. I'm just trying to make it clear. We're not blaming the team for another Green Hill zone, like ha ha ha. But like, yeah, the fact that this game starts with Green Hill into Chemical Plant, exactly like Generations does,
yeah, like
is insane.
That did not leave a good taste in my mouth when I first started playing this game.
Yeah, you stopped playing after Chemical Plant Act 1.
Yeah, I was literally. This is so fucking boring.
So John hinted at something there though that was like exactly the realization I came to a day or two ago, where it's like, man, what this game is doing with the old zones from 1, 2, and CD is making them into Sonic 3 levels.
Yeah.
By having a boss on each act, different music for each act, like different
Scrolling backgrounds, parallax.
Yeah. And then you get pretty. And then you get to Hydrosity, and it's just like, oh, like this level already had all those things.
Yeah.
So we're kind of just doing it again, and then they're like, oh, what if you boat? Like there's a boat. Yeah,
there's boats now.
and there's some bubbles that you float on, and it's really slow and kind of not fun.
The bubbles thing, I think, is also a Game Gear. It's one of the Game Gear games, I believe.
Literally, what they do to punch up Oil Ocean is just add in the Sandopolis gimmick.
Yeah, and that is a bit weird as well.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I think it's a fun take.
I didn't like that.
But yeah,
I didn't like Oil Ocean Act 2 at all.
Okay. Yeah. I anything they did to make it a little bit more varied, I appreciated. Like that was actually something I really dug about Flying Battery, was like, oh yeah, this is one of the more like linear levels. There's more kind of pacing to it because because there's not a lot of branching. You're kind of just moving through these platforming challenges a little more meticulously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a breath of fresh air after the first 3 for me.
Yeah,
even though it was just more Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I guess.
Even though I'm kind of shitting on like the way they had to adapt Sonic 3 Knuckles levels into a Sonic 3 Knuckles formula, like I think Flying Battery is the one that came out the best, where I really like their take on Act 2 there.
Yeah, Act 2 is real fucking good.
Yeah, and like
I like Flying Battery. Plus, that's one of my favorite Sonic levels. Period.
Yeah, I like Act 2 and how like they add in the enemies from Air Fortress, like the chicken things, and then like the stormy skies.
Yeah, it's real cool.
And the few splits that level does have are kind of nuts, because you can do like that level like 100% different depending on which way you go at the start.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So there's like one crazy path that like puts you in front of the end of the, like if you visualize it as a ship, you go around the front and up under to reach the end of the level. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's classy.
And then the fast route is actually going low and just staying at the bottom the whole time, and then you have to deal with falling to your death as the penalty.
Yeah. It's one of the few Sonic stages where like the low path is the fast path.
Yeah, and
but
it makes
also
sense
super dangerous.
Because you can die, like if you miss your jump. And then Lava Reef is just like, we took the biggest, most dramatic level from Sonic and Knuckles. Well, not the most dramatic, but like a level that already had very distinct halves.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, what if we just shove in Marble Garden stuff for Act 1 and then Quartz Corgent stuff for Act 2?
Or, in other words, what if we took one of the best zones in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, took our pants down, and bent a big old turd all over it?
Yeah, so that one just
didn't
feels...
fare well.
I fucking hate Lava Reef Zone in this game. Oh my god, it's terrible.
It's...
I think it's the weakest. I think it's pretty transparently the weakest one, right?
Yeah. Like, Hydro City is fine because they didn't really do anything to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was that arc to it where, like, Flying Battery is really sharp and well done. Hydrocity's like, all right, that's cool. And then Lava Reef is, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what they did to Hydrocity is basically reverse the acts so that the one that plays, like, Act 1 from Sonic 3 is Act 2 now, so it has the cool music.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I'm, like, kind of still okay with it.
And I think the boss of Hydrocity Act 1 is really cute.
It's so silly.
Yeah, that was nice.
Putting
swimming
you
around
in charge of the egg
yeah.
carrier is such a good idea.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
But then the Act 2 boss...
It's just the same fucking thing!
I couldn't believe that, though, when it's just like, there's the first act where the first part where he's chasing you, which has, like, a unique thing, but then, like, as the climax of the fight, it swirls you into the mid-boss from Act 1 of Sonic 3.
Yeah.
And it's the same.
It's just like, wow, that's...
And it...
Way to fucking just drop the ball.
It's such a weird moment, because, like, that boss was always kind of dumb, where it swirls around the water, but not for long enough that you'll actually drown.
Yeah.
I've never quite understood that boss at all.
It's a very silly boss.
Yeah. So we were doing the original levels, though, so might as well get to Titanic Monarch. God,
I thought it was good.
Great name. John likes this level too.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
I really like Act 1 because it's not quite as annoying as Act 2, and I think a vertical Sonic level is a really cool idea. Like that level seems like it's not very wide, but it's very tall, and you're going up most of the time, and then the way you see that robot in the background getting bigger and bigger, and like as you scroll by it is really neat.
Yeah, I appreciated that.
I think the name's cool. That's it.
Yeah, name's really good.
I cannot stand Titanic Monarch.
And then
I like the bit in the second part where you're doing all the orb shit, and I really like the teleporting walls.
The teleport
where you have to, like,
shit
think
is
about
so
it.
stupid. The teleport shit is so stupid.
It's just the game, like, for once in the whole game, like, all right, if you want to move forward, you're going to actually have to turn your brain on in the
What are you
slightest.
thinking about, though? All
Like,
you're doing
if I
is
fall here,
you're
then I
flinging
don't-
yourself into random teleporters. That's it. It's a Phantasy Star 2 door maze.
Yeah,
okay.
but
Oh, wait. There's two things there. There's the big like four directional hub, and you have to clear all those paths. But then in those, any teleporters are bad, and those are the ones you have to avoid. But I do agree that they overused the fling thing way too much.
Yeah, and they don't.
There was a lot.
They don't feel as good as they do in
Sonic 3 mini games.
Yeah, in the Sonic 3 mini game, they don't feel as good.
Yeah. I think
that is a bummer.
the weirdest thing, though, and I told John about this the other day, the funniest thing to me in this game, once I realized it afterwards, is that hub area with the 4 teleporters. In the background, there's a stained glass window with pictures of the 5 hard-boiled heavies on it.
Oh, wow.
And it's like the most unearned thing I've ever seen in a video game.
Holy
Because it's all
shit.
dramatic, and you'd also think logically that you'd fight one of them at the end of the 4 paths,
Mm-hmm.
and then that would lead up to fighting the king finally.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do any of that. Instead, when you're fighting Robotnik at the end of the game, he'll randomly teleport you to one of their fights, and like they actually do have new fights though.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just teleports you away from them after like 30 seconds, or if you like hit them once.
Yeah, it's real dumb.
Super weird.
Also, final boss, so dumb.
Yeah, I thought it
Which
was
one?
fine.
I got to the end and like, all right, that's the final boss.
The Titanic Monarch boss fight, I thought it was a real...
like a suit, and he jumps around and he's got like 4 chords, and you kind of break him all away, and he takes a bunch of hits.
Yeah, I just thought it was pretty uninspired for what should essentially... what will essentially be most people's, final boss fight of the game.
I was totally fine with it because it actually brought back the hard-boiled heavies, and like it was a more involved fight than like anything else in the game still, because you had to learn those phases to not get beat up. And
Oh
lose
yeah,
all
you're gonna get totally fucked up if you don't catch on to those patterns quick.
Yeah.
And it can teleport you out if you fucking get you can lose your rings if you get
That's what I'm
teleported
saying.
out. That's
You're
real
so
fucked.
Yeah, I was like fine with that fight being a little underbaked, like dramatically, because I'm like, well, Supersonic will have the real ending, and then that fight is garbage.
So tell me about the Egg Reverie Zone, because I've never seen it, and I'm not getting all of the Chaos Emeralds to play it.
It's it's kind of like the final boss of Generations, but in 2D.
Ooh.
Oof.
Like, so you go into like this purple void, which again is just like Generations, and like heavy hard-boiled King and Eggman are like in
Fighting?
a mecha fighting suit, or they're like fighting each other over the Phantom Emerald, and then you play as Supersonic, obviously, and you've got 50 rings, and it counts down your timer, like, and rings just kind of float around randomly, so you can get some back. But like his controls are super floaty and not like anything else in the game, and it's never been explained. And like if you press A, you'll dash, but that uses 5 rings.
Oh, good.
So I didn't realize that at first and was like dying super quickly. But basically, like you fight them at the same time, but they take turns. So like you've got Eggman there, and he kind of swings at you, and you've got these super weird floaty flying controls, and you have to just get in and hit him, and then the other guy shows up, and you've got to hit him. Yeah, and Egg King has like, or Hardboiled King, whatever, has like kind of an electric sphere of power around him, and it's like it's really annoying to get in and hit him.
Oh.
It's just nothing felt good about it. Like it's way too hard, basically. Like Doomsday Zone was easy,
Isn't
right?
that hard?
Yeah, it's a mood piece. It's a climax.
Yeah.
Like this actually like killed me like 4 times, and I'm like, oh fuck, I have to do this on my last life, or I'm gonna have to play through all of Titanic Monarch again. Oh my god!
And Titanic Monarch is not short.
Yeah, that's like a 15-minute stage if you're like doing it pretty perfectly.
Yeah,
because that last act is like 8 minutes.
Yeah, like time overing in Act 1 or 2 of Titanic Monarch is not uncommon.
Yeah. I never did that, but I definitely can see how people could do it, especially on the second one.
Yeah, the second one, yeah, definitely, if you're not getting the gimmick.
Because that one, like, those teleporters that send you back when you fall into the wrong spot, like, those are just wasting time.
Yep.
That is the enemy of that level.
Thankfully, they fucking set the timer before the actual Eggman fight, though.
I think they just turn it off at that point or something.
Well,
and then
when you go to fight Eggman, and, like, the alert things pop up behind him, is that an Evangelion reference? I swear to God, it has to be.
I don't know.
It just feels like one, because it looks exactly like the Evangelion monitors lighting up.
Who knows? Everything in this game is a Sonic reference, though, so like it would be kind of weird if there's just one Ava reference.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fucking Silver Sonic reference in the fucking Metal Sonic boss fight.
But specifically the Game Gear one.
Yeah,
that part is so weird.
That boss fight's bad. That's one of the few bad boss fights in the game.
You know what sucks, though, is like they tried on that one.
Yeah, they were really going for it.
Because that's probably the most dramatic thing in the whole game, is like this 3-minute Super Metal Sonic fight, and then no individual part is really very good at all. Like the part at the end where you get to the top and the spike wall drops down, and then you have to chase him and hit him at the same time.
Yeah.
Thing is, you like literally can't lose that part.
No.
Because the rings will just hit the wall.
They hit the wall, you go back and get the rings.
So you just keep getting hit and standing against the wall and grab all your rings and then try to get ahead of it, or just get hit again. And it's just like, it's sloppy as hell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And like the first half is literally the Sonic 4 Episode 2 Metal Sonic fight.
Yeah.
Which is rough.
It's just very simple platforming. Like, they probably should have made more of a level for you in there.
Maybe not a race, because races are annoying, but make it a level where he's fucking with you the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I saw some people who are trying to get, like, through the game unhit. Like,
good luck.
Hating that part because he's random.
It's totally random, and he can totally get you at angles that are completely unavoidable.
Exactly. Like, if he, like, does, like, one of those dashes across the screen and you're on a loop or something, you're just fucked.
Yep.
So what do you want to talk about next, then? So, like, maybe grand thoughts of the game still,
like,
overall?
I guess we could go over the returning zones real quick
Sure.
because there's a lot of them, and
Yeah.
I think we've kind of brought them up, a few of them up over the course of the show so far. But I think we can go ahead and get the rest of them out of the way so that we've kind of covered this game front to back, like we do with a spoiler cast. I mean, this is not destined to be a 3-hour spoiler cast. Don't get your hopes up, people. But I thought that this would be a fun thing for us to kind of cover. So Green Hill,
it's what you expect it to be.
yeah, like
It's fun, breezy loop-de-loops.
it's just fun, breezy loop-de-loops, and
You should start a game with those before getting more difficult.
yeah, maybe.
Just
Chemical
antagonise.
Plant. Chemical Plant is just kind of Chemical Plant. Like, I like it in
So-
Sonic 2. I don't really like. I think Chemical Plant Act 2, however,
Okay.
is pretty good. Like the way they use the bouncy
Yeah.
goo and things like that. I don't really care about the Puyo Puyo boss fight because for me it's just a pace killer.
For
But-
me, Act 2 is like... I think that's... If that game was at that level the entire time, it'd be a masterpiece. Because Act 2 is probably my favorite level in the game.
Cool.
I think that's the one that just introduces
a
clever
lot of
gimmicks.
a lot of it. Yeah, you introduce and
Without-
focuses on it.
and doesn't feel too busy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like, they all kind of work together, I think.
yeah.
And like the first like 10 seconds to that level are also kind of a forced tutorial.
Yes, it's
where you-
very smart. Very smart.
Yeah, where you have to hit that first like kind of injector thing into the goo to make it bouncy,
Mhm.
and then like you'll always hit that first kind of wall pad that
Yep.
you have to jump off of. Like it's simple stuff, but it like
That
It
stuff
makes sure
like
it
makes a
hits first
difference. I think
Yeah.
that stuff makes a difference, and it shows smart level design to
Yeah.
do things like that. Because like, I fucking hate it when games introduce gimmicks and don't fucking explain them, like the fucking end of the game.
yeah, like getting Supersonic in a hard fight. And like again, he doesn't play like Supersonic does the rest of the game, where it's just he jumps super high.
Yeah.
And this is a whole fight, and you're just like, what? And oh, you lose rings if you dash. Like what?
Yeah, like
So-
that shit's like how do you have the cool tutorializing you get in other parts of the game there, but then you get to Egg Reverie and it's just like completely fucked.
Yeah. It's trying to do too much there, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So Flying Battery, I think we all kind of agree that's actually a
Pretty sharp.
really good.
It's really sharp, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sharp.
I think what's so interesting about Flying Battery to me is that it really doesn't feel like other areas because, like John said, it's a much more linear level.
Yeah,
But then
Yeah.
you get to the outdoor parts where there's like a ton of space to play with, but kind of one exit. So it's like
hmm
it expands and contracts basically that level.
Yeah,
And then it
it's-
doesn't split off into many paths, but there are definitely alternate paths and that feel pretty cool to find when you do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was something that,
That
I
level just-
actually had a lot of fun, like when I was replaying it, like certain zones, before talking about the game on the podcast, was just
Yeah.
like I really kind of like grew to love Flying Battery Zone a lot, just because even though like like you said, like there is constriction, it's still there's a lot to explore there.
Yeah.
And it was fun kind of like finding neat little paths to kind of like get yourself onto the different paths.
Yeah. Oh, Act 2 also has that thing where like there's doors that'll kind of open up and put you inside or outside.
Yeah.
And like they basically just take you to entirely different maps though. So like I have no idea how huge that level is if you
Yeah,
actually like
it's-
looked at a level editor. That
Unknown
seems like one of-
variable there.
It seems like maybe the biggest Sonic level ever, just
Which
but it
level
doesn't actually.
again.
Flying Battery Act 2
Jeez.
has like different maps for inside and outside.
Yeah.
So it's
Ooh.
like it's really big. What's
so
the next?
Stardust Speedway.
I love this one.
Yeah, I love
Really?
this one too.
I did not like
Well-
anything about Stardust Speedway.
I thought it was cool that they made a Sonic CD level feel like another like it felt like a good Sonic
Okay,
level.
they made a
without-
good
while
Sonic
also-
level. Yeah, they took they took a level from a bad game, and then they made an okay level in an okay game.
I think what's funny about this one is that, like, it's almost like the total opposite of Flying Battery in like level design kind of theory, where like this one has like huge, like thick, like blocks basically, like level design blocks, and like there's those tubes that, like, they did still have like those mazes made of blocks and tubes and springs.
Yeah,
which is sort of the essence of the level in Sonic CDs. I appreciate that they contained that still.
It's like, it feels so different from Flying Battery, and it's kind of weird that they're in the same game, only 2 levels apart. And yeah, the way they made a Sonic CD level like feel closer to the others while still having some of its own identity.
I appreciated all that stuff about it. Plus, it had the super dramatic climax. Like, I appreciated the spectacle, even if the execution was weird. Like, I enjoyed that it was going for it.
I personally enjoyed the execution.
I was thinking that word too, but I wasn't going to go for that. One of the things I love about this game is that it is so unapologetically like 32-bit. Yeah. Like that fucking Eggman statue at the end of
that's Metal really Sonic good. Like, it's PS1 as fuck.
And like the bonus stages actually being like at such a low resolution no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, when you're playing it on like 1080p, like if you zoom in, it's still like 4 pixels per 1 pixel. Like, or I think it's 4 by 4.
Yeah.
So it's actually 16 pixels. But like the fact that they so unapologetically went for a shitty look on purpose.
Yeah, it's and still made it look good.
It's so indie game. Like,
yeah.
You'd never expect that from like a serious major publisher these days. And the way like the Green Hill Act 1 boss and like every rotation sprite in this game acts like it would on like old hardware.
Yeah.
Where it's not fucking smooth and perfect at 1080p. Like, it's still like you get super staircases all over this game.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, like I don't think I've ever seen a game recently like do rotation like this game does.
No.
Like, just intentionally make it so gnarly and shitty.
Yeah. So while we're breaking down the throwback zones, kind of want to throw it out to anybody in chat that might have a question for us about Sonic Mania. Whisper that to Rhett. Just click his name and click the whisper button, and we'll get to you as we're kind of winding.
Say the chat. That's way easier.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people here anyway, so... Anyway, what the fuck ever you want to do. Either whisper it or throw it in chat. Ain't nobody watching this shit.
I might not see the whispers, though, because I have the chat popped out.
Gotcha. So
say it in chat.
Yeah, so say it in chat. So, Hydrosity, we kind of...
Oh, that one is... I forgot about this one. I thought Oil Ocean was next.
No, Hydrosity, we kind of...
Yeah. It's a zone that doesn't add or really detract anything from the Sonic... Well, it may detract, actually. It's just
I was into the game up through Stardust Speedway.
Yeah.
Like, I feel pretty... Like, especially with Flying Battery, like, that was really good.
It was a good...
And I didn't know how many zones there were going to be. So I like, could... Up through Stardust Speedway, it could plausibly be building towards, a handful of original stages for the climax or something. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't even halfway through the game at that point.
Yeah. Like, Metal Sonic is like the big half point boss, basically. Even though I think that probably should have been the maybe second to last zone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the other thing. What is that statue in the background? Is that Titanic Monarch? People need to know.
That's kind of just what I assumed.
But then I was watching the original ending for Sonic CD, and like during the the anime stuff in the ending, there's a giant gold statue in the background there of in Stardust Speedway, and I'm like, oh, is it a throwback to that instead? Oh. You don't even know. But because there's so no confusion or cohesion.
There's no cohesion to, nothing really feels put together right. But yeah, Hydrosity is just, I mean, it is what it is, really.
Act 2 has the good music and the good happy breezy loop-de-loops, and you run on water.
Yeah.
Oh, the running on water feels good. Wait, was that in Sonic 3 Knuckles?
Yeah, that's Act 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, oh, that's cool that they added. Oh, okay, no, that was in the first game.
Okay,
Yeah.
So, following that, we've got Oil Ocean. I always liked Oil Ocean.
Yeah.
In Sonic 2, and I liked Act 1, and I didn't like Act 2. I don't like shit that fucks with my vision. So.
Oh, I can totally get why you would.
I don't like
hate
shit that fucks with my visibility.
Because you've only got the one eye.
I got one eyeball, so it's not fun times.
Yeah.
I really like, though, they give you all these fire shields, and then the fire just sets the oil on fire.
That
so
was really
good.
Clever.
Holy
love,
shit, that's the coolest shit. The first time I fell into the oil and set it on fire, it was literally like, holy fuck!
Like, in general, I think this game does really fun things with the elemental shields from Sonic 3.
Yeah.
And, like, when you're trying to speedrun it, like, a lot of those will be very important to maintain in order to do some of the faster paths. Like, there's some stuff in Flying Battery where you need the electric shield to lift up to the ceiling.
Stay on the good path. Yeah, Yep.
But yeah, the fire in Oil Ocean is really funny.
Yeah, that's good shit. We kind of talked about Lava Reef and being kind of just basically a not good version of that zone. Metallic Madness.
I don't
remember much about it, but I liked it.
I like this one because it may as well just be a new level.
It's Scrap Brain plus essentially Metropolis, and it's all right.
So it's taking all the best levels from the old games and putting them together.
But it's just like it has so little to do with Metallic Madness from Sonic CD that may have just well been another.
Might as well zone. That's the thing is like when I was playing it was just like this isn't Metallic Madness. This is literally just Scrap Brain Zone. And, it's just literally Scrap Brain Zone and fucking the other one, Metropolis smushed together. Like
honestly, I just would have liked it to be called Scrap Brain because Metallic Madness is such a shitty name.
Yeah.
You just hate
highlights ass motherfuckers.
Neo Scrap Brain. We could have just called it that.
Cool. Yeah, that would have worked fine, and then it would have technically been a new level. Maybe said that.
So that's kind of like all of the throwback stages.
Act 1 of that has the gimmick where you can be thrown into the background.
Yes, that is such a good.
Cute.
That's so good. They should have used it more, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so weird that like one of my confusing things about this game is that like it's not consistent that Act 1 is the original game, and then Act 2 is the new kind of remix.
Mm-hmm.
Like Metallic Madness, like Act 1 is the remix because that's the one with the background stuff, and then Act 2 has you get physically shrunk down and smaller.
But the boss of that stage is so good.
But those totally could have been swapped. Again? You fight like Eggman minis.
Like he's a vending machine, and you have to keep hitting the little wheel to like keep popping them out. And there's like an Amy. There's like a bunch of older Eggman robots.
Yeah,
it is so fucking cute.
It's cheesy. Yeah, I guess that's all the old zones though, because then Titanic Monarch is the last one.
Yeah, so we've kind of like essentially kind of tore the game down really top to bottom. I mean,
honestly, the Metallic Madness Titanic Monarch 1-2 punch I think was really well done. So I don't know if the whole package had been just tightened up and then
just remove Oil Ocean.
Remove Lava Reef. Ocean, I like
Lava Reef. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Just tightened up the whole thing and then made the structural stuff, the dramatic stuff, like with the hard-boiled heavies, make that stuff make sense. Like Rhett said, with the first act not being a remix and then with the second act being a remix, like there's no consistency or through lines to grab onto. You're just playing it and playing it and playing it, and then it ends.
Yeah.
And then eventually it ends. And that's just a killer for me, especially when 2 and 3, and I think 1, all have just really sharp build-up and pacing and payoff.
Yeah.
I think it's virtually impossible, though, to have that with all the old levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the only way I could see that working is if they just put all the all the new levels together at the end. But then, even using the ones we have, like, I don't know how you'd flow from Press Guard into Mirage Saloon to Titanic Monarch. Like, they don't even work together with themselves.
Here's all they had to do. TMNT Turtles in Time that shit. You start out a bunch of familiar stages, and then halfway through you beat Eggman, and then whoop, 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 time thing happens. And look, you're in a bunch of new levels to end the game.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, but that's how this game starts, is with whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, you're back in the past, Green Hill Zone.
Yeah, the whoop, 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 whoop is really well done. Like, I think the whoop, 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 whoop would be an excellent transition mechanism.
I think we should.
But then they don't. It doesn't make sense. They just jump from level to they jump from past level to past level without using that. So what was the whoop, 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 whoop? I never understood that. I never understood what the whoop, 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 whoop was.
What's
I never
with the
understood
whoop, 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 whoop?
I never understood what the Chaos Emeralds had to do with the story. I never understood who the Hardworld Heavies were. I never understood what the fucking Gem Rock was.
Yeah.
It's the Phantom Emerald, and I don't know what it does, but it sends you into the past.
Sometimes?
Sometimes.
Well, maybe both times, because it sends you to Green Hill Zone.
All right.
Which is kind of representative of the past. And then it sends you to start a speedway in the past, and then you hit the future sign and go back.
I know, we're mixing metaphors, because now we have the Phantom Gem and we have the signs, but we're not in the future for the rest of it.
Well, you get whoop, 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 whoop going into Chemical Plant, too.
Oh, right. So
that they use the whoop, whoop every now and then, but, like, there's no logic to it. There's no consistency.
Maybe that puts you back in the present when you're in Chemical Plant, and then you go back to the past for Stardust Act 1, and then that's it.
Maybe.
How about there's...
Who can say, though?
I had this whole theory. I told John about how I would do the time travel in this game.
Right.
Where I'm like, okay, at the end of... I don't know, but I was like, all of... What is it? Oh, Hydro City. All of Hydro City is going to be in the past. Mm-hmm. And then Mirage Saloon will also be in the past. Then you'll whoop, whoop, whoop to the future. and Oil Ocean will be the future version of Mirage Saloon. And I thought that was really clever.
That works. But they were not thinking that far.
Does this game even have time travel? Like, who can say?
We don't even know what whoop, whoop, whoop means.
Yeah, because you saw the map of the game, right, Rhett? You shared that with me.
That's not official. I think somebody was desperately trying to make sense of nonsense.
Okay, I thought that was official. Because that was some bullshit.
Yeah, like Tengar Gemini is like we don't know what the whoop 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 is.
I think that's the biggest failing of the story, is that
they didn't explain whoop 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 whoop.
How do they do that?
Sonic Generations did it better.
Yeah, Sonic Generations made it make sense.
Sonic Generations also had a lot of cutscenes with talking in them.
That's a good point.
Well, you know what game had a bunch of cutscenes and a story that didn't make sense, and that did make sense, and no dialogue? Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah. He punches you and hits a button. I don't.
I wanted the game to make as much sense.
Right, let's get that Eggman.
Why couldn't the story make as much sense as Sonic 3 and Knuckles? Like, then it would have been amazing and satisfying, and I probably would have loved the game.
Other thing is, at the very start of the game, there's 5 kind of normal egg heavies, and then whoop 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 happens, and they're the hard-boiled heavies now.
Okay, so it hard-boils eggs, it teleports and it time travels, but there's also signs you can run past the time travel you.
Okay.
And there's a gem that caused all of this, and then the one hard-boiled heavy is fighting about it with Dr. Robotnik, but only if you have all the Chaos Emeralds.
Okay, so you want to get into the true ending shit?
Okay, let's go ahead and get into the true ending shit. I did see somebody mentioned it in chat, so we will go ahead and go. Yeah, Tengar Gemini mentioned the true ending in chat, so let's go ahead and talk about that, since Rhett is probably the only one of us that knows what this is.
When you beat the game as Supersonic, and you do the whole fight in purple void space, a teleport opens up, and classic Sonic whoop whoop whoops into Sonic Forces. That's the ending.
For real?
For real.
You're not
The-
shitting me right now.
I'm not shitting you that they are absolutely connected. That the Whoop 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 gem might show up in Sonic Forces.
Oh no. Dude,
It
what
is-
if Sonic Forces has whoop 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 whoop? It's
So-
gonna
What
fucking
if
have
some-
whoop
well,
whoop
at
whoop
least-
whoop, isn't it?
Hey, at least Sonic Forces has talking, so maybe they can fucking
They can make
make
sense of the whoop 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 whoop.
I don't know if
Yeah.
this is spoilers because the game is not out, but people have speculated that the boss or the enemy in Sonic Forces, Infinite,
Yeah.
is the gem. Because he has
Oh.
a purple thing on his chest that kind of looks like it.
Okay, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
But it's-
I'm so down for Forces. I'm so
it's-
down for Sonic with Star Fox dialogue in the stages. I think that sounds cool.
But it's totally explicit that the Sonic in the classic Sonic in that game is the one from this game.
All right, cool.
So it also moved him through dimensions or time, maybe. I don't know still.
And it hard boils egg robots.
Yeah.
It has that power too.
But yeah,
And
the
it turns people into
it's-
infinite.
Egg Reverie blows, or Titanic Monarch blows up, and it looks like the big robots from the Sonic Forces reveal on the outside.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
and Tails and Knuckles are standing there, and they're like, "Where's Sonic?"
Hmm.
And I guess the music during like the true final boss in this is like a remix of the vocal theme from Sonic Forces. Like it gets
Interesting.
pretty explicit.
See, I
It's
did
very-
not actually know these games were connected in any way. And I
it
doubt
was-
that they were planned as such.
That's
No.
kind of why I think the final boss of this might suck, is because Sega meddling may have been like, okay, gotta connect them now.
Mm,
Weird.
interesting.
But again, hard to speculate. Because apparently somebody actually found a different final boss theme in the game
Mm-hmm.
that was going to be used for Egg Reverie, but then they did the Sonic Force.
I see. So I guess, do we want to like kind of wind down with final thoughts before we take some questions?
So I have one thought on this game, though, that I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So my thoughts on this, I feel, were similar to John's, where it's like every level individually is really good, but then it doesn't add up to anything.
Right.
But here's why I like this game, is because they have a time trial mode.
I see. I kind of thought that this was going to come in because I noticed that you've been playing a lot of time trial mode lately.
And here's the thing. The Sonic games have always been super weird because ostensibly they're about going fast.
Yeah.
But those games were also structured like classic platformers where you don't get to go back after you beat a level.
Yeah.
So going fast never had any point or reward.
Yeah, kind of.
So it's
Because the
like,
games weren't really about going fast. Never mind. Sorry, continue.
and then Sonic CD did have a time trial mode, but the level design in that game was garbage.
Mm.
And going fast was definitely not how to play that game.
Yeah, so like it's a time trial mode in the game where just holding right the whole time and jump once in a while is the worst and the wrong way to play that game. But then it
Yeah.
is the right way in the time trial mode. And then so that was like the first 2D game with the time trial mode, and then Sonic went 3D for a while. And like I remember really getting into some speedrun stuff in Sonic
Mhm.
Adventure, because that's when they started keeping leaderboards on your system and stuff. And like
Mhm.
Sega themselves had
Yeah,
some
they had
content.
official network servers that you could connect to and post times to.
Yeah, so I was doing all that, and then Sonic.
They have A ranks, S
Yeah.
ranks.
Yeah, that's right. I think Sonic Adventure 2 might have added like ranks 4 times specifically, and then like if you collected all the emblems in that game, you'd get shitty Green Hill Zone at the end.
Yeah, an awful Green Hill Zone.
So like time trial stuff has been a thing of Sonic for a while, but never in a good 2D game. So it's finally like, oh, now it's finally here, like a 2D
Mhm.
game that isn't Sonic CD level design, having proper time trials and leaderboards and stuff, and that's really nice.
Yeah, I guess the only
Yeah.
real bummer is that I'm pretty sure the leaderboards are fucked.
They're fucked
Mhm.
on PC, where it's like a bunch. Yeah, like the first 100 are just 0 seconds, and then you get into some legit ones. I guess if you're on Switch and stuff, like the leaderboards aren't as fucked.
Yeah, I'd imagine
Yeah.
that's more moderated.
Yeah.
I guess it just feels symptomatic of me of the game being kind of duct tapey, which is
Yeah.
true. Which was true of Generations too, but I really
Yeah.
like Generations.
The other thing,
I just like it. I just like it when things come together and tell stories.
I agree. I like stories in games too,
Yeah.
and this game doesn't have one.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing I really like is that when you just spend like a half hour playing the same act over and over, you start to realize just how dense all these levels are with alternate paths and stuff.
Mhm.
So it's like you just spend a while just kind of going through the level a few times and like, oh, what's up here? Oh, what's down here? Like trying to figure out what the fastest route is going to be.
Yeah, like what's up and down and all around.
But these levels, they're so goddamn big and like there's so much to them. It's kind of ridiculous. And like I think playing through this game like once casually, you miss like 80% of the game, it feels like, because it's so big and dense. And like even Studiopolis is probably one of the more, loaded ones because that was kind of their showpiece. But even like what was the one I was talking about? Flying Battery Act 2, has so much to it that you will just miss if you go through it once and don't look back, basically.
Yeah, it begs to be replayed over and over.
And then, like, once you kind of find the path you want to take, like, the challenge in this game, I think, is kind of getting the momentum just right and using the drop dash at the right place.
The drop dash, so good.
And dash feels so fucking good. Like, I use that more than the spin dash
Yeah,
now.
I don't even bother with spin dash in Sonic Mania. I drop dash everywhere.
Like, that is definitely the game being designed for Sonic because they gave him something that puts him above the other characters basically now in terms of like fun to play as.
Yeah.
I didn't use that.
You didn't.
Is that the thing from
drop dash is so good.
What's the drop dash?
You
Is the thing
jump
from Sonic
and press
CD?
jump again in the air, and then when you hit the ground, you instantly have dash speed.
What?
It's basically mid-air spin dash.
Yeah.
Like you jump and then hold down and A, and then he'll spin.
Oh, that sounds really fun.
So, like,
all I had
really-
to do was just jump and press and hold A again.
Oh.
I didn't have to hold down.
Maybe I've been doing it
I
wrong.
think you're doing it wrong, son.
But I'm doing it a lot, so it still works for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
But yeah, it's really cool. And like when you're trying to replay the same area like over and over and over, you really start to feel like how tight these physics are. And, like the way when you jump on a hill or an incline, like it's so specific the direction and the speed you'll be flying off at.
Yeah.
And like there's lots of little parts where like that tunnel or that vertical tunnel in Chemical Plant that sucks.
Oh yeah.
Favorite. Like if you just wait for the water to rise while you're outside of that and then just go up the incline and jump, you'll just shoot right out of that and be fine. Like the physics in this game are really good.
Yeah, they actually despite the fact that I still will stand by my statement that Sonic 4 Episode 2 is really good, I think like the physics kind of make this game and are actually like this game feels like a dream.
Yeah. And I think give this game another shot on the time trails, I think, because I think it's really fun just trying to get the perfect run basically on the route you want to take.
All right, I can see that. And I really enjoyed that style of playing Generations too, where I really got into Modern Chemical Plant and Modern Crisis City.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I did,
trying to find the alternate paths and Generations was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well-
sort of Generations is really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, your Chemical Plant zone.
I hope they make an. What?
That. I could never beat your Chemical Plant time.
Yes, victory. That feels good. Thank you.
But now you'll beat my Chemical Plant zone on this game.
Boom. Throwing down the gauntlet
Ooh.
now.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I kind of
All right.
want people to compete with me, though. That's why I'm posting all these times.
I get you.
I just have no
All right.
interest in playing the game anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, Polly.
Yo,
Final thoughts. Kind of before we get into questions.
I'm probably never going to play it again.
Cool.
I'm just not all that like I said at the start, I respect what this game's going for, and I respect the fact that Sega took on an ambitious what could have just been a fan project and bankrolled it and let these guys have the time to do what they needed to do. But I also feel that a lot of Sega's meddling probably turned this game into what I didn't want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like there's just so much rehash that I find it boring. Like it's again, Freedom Planet's better. Suck an egg if you disagree.
Suck an egg, man.
All right, I've got a take.
All right, what's your hot take?
So I played this game and felt very disillusioned. 'Cause I had heard no other negative opinions about the game. I thought that I was just a fucking joyless asshole.
Until you met Polly, who's also a joyless
And I'm
asshole.
also a joyless asshole.
And it made me, and I felt very vindicated. So I was starting to think that I was a tool bag who couldn't enjoy things.
Mhm.
And then also Samus Returns came out, and I got to hear all the great things about that game.
Oh, that mess.
So I got to hear all my fun, get all those Metroid 2 remake feelings again. But maybe worse this time around.
Mhm.
So, and listen to everyone praise that game for for being so fucking
Better
rad.
than the bullshitty black and white game.
Yeah. So,
Mm.
those experiences, I kind of hated video games for a little bit coming off of Sonic Mania. I just, as a culture, as an institution,
God.
as a medium. So I'm just going to say a couple of things that I engaged with after Sonic Mania and Samus Returns came out.
Uh-huh.
I replayed Perfect Cherry Blossom.
Yeah, okay, good choice.
That game's fucking amazing. I remember I said something to the effect of, "Oh, it's really nice when action games have pacing." Yeah, go play Perfect Cherry Blossom. It's a fucking masterpiece. It's a really good story. I really like it a lot.
Subterranean animism.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I mean, I think there's more than one masterpiece in Toho.
Yeah, in Toho, yeah.
Yeah.
Toho
Mania.
I played a really cute little free Metroid clone called Buntroid, and I kind of got a little bored with it in the back half, but the first half of it, before you get a bunch of power-ups, I thought was really cute and fun. And considering someone made like a 2-hour-long Metroid clone in a month, I think it's
pretty good.
I think it's pretty impressive for that.
John got all mad at Buntroid for not being hardcore enough. It's a game called Buntroid.
Yeah,
I just wish it had been.
bunny.
I just wish it had been shorter and had fewer power-ups. There's 100 power-ups stuck into the edges.
Bit much for a game with a 2-hour runtime.
There are so many missile packs. You're just collecting so many missile packs. But I still really enjoyed it. And I played Oniken right before Sonic Mania, and that also gave me a lot of good feelings. I bought the Lauren Schmitz $20.
Okay, John, this is not a normal Sox cast.
Okay. I played Even the Ocean, which was a really good
John,
story.
This is not a normal.
I played Anatomy.
I'm kicking him out of the call.
I'm almost done.
I read kicking him out of the call.
I read a bunch of books.
I'm removing him from the call.
Okay. What I think John meant to say is that every level is finely crafted and really good on its own. It's just that the game doesn't make
I'm sorry.
John, would you agree that every level on its own is good?
Basically, except Lava Reef.
Except for Lava Reef.
So what I'm saying is that it took me a lot of work to establish that I love art again. So I was very disillusioned coming out of Sonic Mania.
But every level by itself is good. Except for Lava Reef.
Except Lava Reef and Titanic Monarch.
Okay,
you're not getting me to budge on Titanic Monarch. It's not happening.
Also, every level is the same.
Okay.
They're all fucking. They all feel exactly the same to
You
play.
said something though after playing it, is how every level has such love into it in a vacuum.
Yeah, and then they all feel the same. It's pretty fucking weird, huh? Mm. It's weird that they have that much love and attention, and then they all completely blur together in my head. So, yeah. I was disillusioned.
Breezy loops the game.
Yeah.
God, and that's what everyone...
just talked about this game for 2 hours and all the cool little things and maybe some low points, but how we talked about every single level in the game, probably found at least one or two things cool about each level, and then you guys are like, but the overall package fucking sucks.
No, I'm not saying the overall package sucks, because I think that it is immaculately put together. I think
That's what I was trying to get John to say.
I think that this is an amazingly put together piece of work. That there's a lot of love behind it. It is not something I want to play again.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry for delving into the Soxcast vibe there, because it was just like, that's kind of what I wanted coming off of the game, was like to sing the praises of a bunch of shit that wasn't this thing that was making video games kind of feel a little poison to me, was that and Samus Returns coming out. It's like, I wanted to sing the praises of things that go against that.
I get that. I get that. It's just
so sorry,
I thought you were jawning again and just trying to deliberately ignore the fact that we had set a tone here.
Okay.
And you were trying to be John about it. So
sorry about
So that everybody's final thoughts before we dive.
That's not mine. I haven't done my piece yet.
I thought you did yours.
Well, I'm doing another one.
He's replying to our pieces.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I wasn't as negative as John, but I think I was in that same kind of ballpark where it all does kind of blur together. You play through 8 old zones and 4 new ones, and like you beat it, and you go, oh, okay, I guess that's it. Even though I still had a lot of fun playing it, it was still kind of, it doesn't have cohesion as a whole.
No.
Like, that is by far my biggest issue with it, is that it's a best of. Like, and a few remixes and a few new songs.
And boy,
you know,
it'd be real good if Sonic Generations didn't exist, huh?
And like, there are a lot of things from Generations that I did like the challenges. Like, you had the 5 kind of remixes of each level as classic and modern Sonic, like stuff like that to kind of pad out the package, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
Did you guys do the challenges in that game?
In Generations?
Generations.
Yeah, I fucking did them all.
Yeah, like, stuff like that I think would have gone a long way to kind of make this feel like a more of a package, I guess. Like,
I mean, I didn't need it to be longer, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I know. I guess it's kind of weird because I don't know.
I just wanted it to be a story.
Yeah.
It doesn't speak to what I want out of games, really, or why I create games at all.
Like, this
and
game could have
seeing
been...
it celebrated as like a 10 out of 10 the best Sonic game, which a lot of people were saying.
Okay, you got to stop listening to people so much. Like, seriously.
But yeah,
well, I mean, that's just like my general Twitter. Like for because the games were 2 weeks apart before we got to play them. Like, for 2 weeks, that's all I heard is, oh man, this is the best Sonic game ever. 10 out of 10. Like, just...
I think...
And, like, I got so, like, you know, you get to a point where it's just like, I play it, and it's just like, no, you are just so easily amused.
It just made me aggravated as like, a person making games. Like, the stuff I'm trying to do is just not at all what people are interested in then.
Well, I mean, as someone who made Hunters, that's definitely how I feel all the time.
Yeah. Hunters is so much better than this. Please.
Thank you, but
God.
I think people play games for different reasons, and I think there is a case for this game as a game, a physics sandbox simulator starring a hedgehog, that, like, on a mechanical level, you could argue for it being the best Sonic game. Like, because
people really like Chrono Cross because the music and the art is so lovely that overwhelms all the things that kind of poison that game.
I'm not saying I at no way am I gonna say that this can't be somebody's favorite Sonic game. If that's like, I don't want anybody to feel bad about me having a negative opinion of this game, because I think y'all should play what you want to play and love what you want to love. But hey, it's my podcast, and I'm going to talk about what I like and what I don't.
Okay.
And I'm not going to censor my opinions on that.
But I think I'm just saying, I think there is an argument for this game being the best Sonic game on a mechanical level. Obviously, all of us care about story and cohesion and kind of the outside stuff. Like, I was laughing at John, but I was actually agreeing with him when this game came out, how we were so mad about level transitions.
Yeah.
And, like,
that's so good in 3 Knuckles.
The start of Hydro City is just so bad. Like, that it borders on parody, where you're on Little Planet looking at that Eggman statue, and then you just cut to falling out of the sky.
Cut to falling out of the sky.
And then cut to on a biplane in the sky, and Knuckles gets punched, and it's like, what?
God.
So I played the game as Sonic and was a little underwhelmed by the overall cohesion, even though I had fun in every level except for Lava Reef. And then I played through the game as Knuckles and was like, okay, it's fine, still kind of the same thing. And I would have been done there if not for the time trial stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think that is a different game and it's a more refined game, and it's a racing game now.
You got them quick starts too.
And you got that quick start button, which is really nice.
Yep, super handy.
Yeah, that is so good. And it's more balanced. There's no bosses to fuck with you. They just put an endpoint where the boss would be.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it goes, goal!
It's real funny too. The voice is real funny.
Yeah. New record!
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. And I think that's a more refined version of what Sonic could be. Because the other thing I realized in the time trials is that there's no checkpoints. And there's so many checkpoints in this game.
Oh god, yeah, they're everywhere.
I didn't game over at all, by the way.
I actually did on fucking flying battery.
That's where I came close.
I kept trying to take that low path and falling.
I think my save file's got 47 lives on it or something.
Jeez.
But,
It's the easiest of the Genesis.
Oh
Sonics,
yeah,
right?
it is a super easy game.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't think that is the only... that was the thing... That made me feel good playing Even the Ocean, because it was easy and also consistently entertaining, even just on kind of a formal level. That was okay, I'm not just a formalist shithead who doesn't like anything that's not hard. That felt good.
Buntroid was too easy.
Yeah, I played Buntroid right after that, and it's oh, this is too easy. Oh my god, am I that guy? Am I the Dark Souls?
Oh
no! Oh, I had that void staring moment, but then I played a game that was easy and also really good.
Don't ever be that Dark Souls guy.
Don't be the Dark Souls fuckhead. Please.
So anyways, though, there's a lot of checkpoints in this game. And then in time trial mode, though, if you actually do manage to die, you're starting the whole level over, obviously.
Fuck yeah.
And the thing I realized about that is that when you respawn from a checkpoint, you're just going to keep going the same way you were going. Mm-hmm. When you start at the beginning of the level every time, the world's your ocean. You can go any way. You can look for other paths.
You don't have to think about, it's hitting checkpoints in older Sonic games. You're not going back, more than likely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I almost think the main game, if they make a sequel, there are things about Sonic in general that I think could be refined, and I think removing checkpoints might actually be one of them, because I think it's a lot more interesting to just start at the start of the level no matter what. Mm-hmm. But then that gives you the option of taking any path you want in the future. And then put a checkpoint before the bosses.
Or just have a separate no checkpoints mode, and do what you do now. Just, hey.
Yeah.
Fuck, that sounds really fun.
But I think
good thought. It's sort of like how in the best Mario Kart experience is to do the time trial mode where you race your own ghost and there's no
bullshit
items.
Yeah.
And then it's suddenly super fun.
Yeah, I think time trial mode is just kind of this refined platonic ideal of what Sonic could be as just a platform racing game. Mm-hmm. And it bothers me way less that the levels are so not connected now, because
you've compartmentalized them yourself now.
Yeah, because you're just bouncing out to a menu even between acts now, so it's whatever. Okay, I do press Garden, and then I do Stardust. They're just kind of a best of list now.
Yeah. But even then, I just think Sonic Generations was such a better version of that for me. Because if I want to play a fun spectacle racing time trial game, I'd much rather have all the big dramatic ass 3D set pieces and Sonic Generations. That game looks so good and so fun. Yeah, even though it's, I don't know.
I definitely don't disagree with you. I really like Generations too, and I think as a whole package, I would probably put Generations above Mania. Mm-hmm. But I think gameplay-wise, Mania wins. The physics are just so spot on, and these levels are so dense with alternate paths and stuff, that it really is pretty rewarding to really dig down and explore everything you can in each level.
Right. Yeah.
So
I just think gameplay-wise, formally, like I think Sonic 1 is the best one because it has like actually varied in different levels, and the Labyrinth Zone boss is so fucking tense and scary, and I love that. And there's not a lot of that in the other games, and there's a lot of that in Sonic 1.
Yeah. I mean, Sonic 1 definitely is like the most varied, where you have the slow stages and the fast one, and then
when you get to Starlight, there's a reason Starlight sticks out in your brain so much is because it actually feels like a relief and a release and a catharsis. And then you move from that into Scrap Brain, which is so memorable.
Yeah. I will say, though, like, doing the time trials, like, the little level differences between each level, like, they really start to stand out more. Where, like, Green Hill is, like, so open, and, like, you just miss a jump on the top, you just fall down to the bottoms. But then, like, Flying Battery, you know, it's the big open areas and then the constricted and open. And then Stardust has, like, you know, heavy, thick blocks everywhere. And Press Garden is kind of a Sonic 2-ish level. Like, they feel more different, I think, in tone. Like, that's one of the weirdest things for me is, like, when you jump from Oil Ocean to Lava Reef, and it's just, like, totally different art styles. And it's just so tonally
contrasting. Yeah. It gets
like going from like Oil Ocean is like kind of like the Art Deco style and like neon colors of Sonic 2, and then Lava Reef is like almost pastel basically. And it's just, why are these next to each other? It's so weird. And we really should have Lava Reef on this.
That's the one it's a fucking bad stage. They took a great stage and made it shit. It deserves to be kicked. It deserves to be kicked while it's down. So, Red, is that your final thought?
I mean, hey, it has some Marble Zone beats, and obviously that's a really great level, so that's cool.
Red, are those your final thoughts?
Yeah, so Tengu Gemini says, how about that music? I really love the music.
The soundtrack is great. I still think I prefer Generations soundtrack, but, like, I'm not kicking this soundtrack out of bed because I sleep with soundtracks, apparently.
Oh,
like how people say that, like, it's like people say that, like, there's some. I'm not gonna write home about it. What, you literally writing home to your mom about those mashed potatoes, dude?
What?
Look, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Well, music-wise, I can't get Chemical Plant Act 2 out of my head.
Oh, it's so good.
It's such a good, like,
another good Chemical
remix.
Plant. Another good Chemical Plant remix. Modern Chemical Plant in Generations is my jam, and Chemical Plant Act 2, and this came again, my fucking really jam.
Good. Chemical Plant is a really good level. I was really pleased that they kept the bullshit water thing. That was another thing where it's like, hey, they kept one of the things that I didn't think they would keep. Yay!
I mean, that's the thing about this game is, like, they go for stuff people remember in, like, the level design. That's definitely one of the most memorable moments of that level.
Well, then they go for a lot of shit nobody remembers, like all those weird Game Gear throwbacks.
I'm talking more like level design wise.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, the
Game
Gear
stuff. I can't
stuff.
believe we didn't even mention the Wacky Workbench level.
Ugh.
What do you mean? That kind of is Chemical Plant 2,
That kind of is Chemical Plant 2, but it's actually done well.
Yeah, thank God. Because it's very localized parts of the floor.
Yeah.
Instead of the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, question from Jetstorm 4. What's your favorite mini-boss and boss?
Scuba Robotnik is awesome.
I like the spider.
Oh, yeah, the spider definitely takes top honors, though.
Yeah, it's real good. Especially since it has the best character in the game.
Yes, Omelet. Our adorable little Omelet.
Yep.
What about you, Rhett?
I mean, I said the spider. So.
Oh, okay. Well, what's your favorite mini-boss?
I mean, I guess technically Hard-Boiled Gunner would be a mini-boss because he's Act 1.
Yeah.
I don't know, like... I kind of have a hard time remembering the bosses now because I'm just doing time trials.
Hard-boiled magician girl's pretty good too.
Yeah,
and the weatherbot. And the weatherbot.
The weatherbot is really funny.
Yeah, it's so good.
I
said in my review that I fucking love the boss design in this game. Okay, like it's straight like they're my favorite Sonic bosses probably.
Definitely, like I replayed a bit of Sonic 2 today via the HD thing that they put out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, man, the bosses in the game are like so simple compared to Mania.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Wing Fortress one is cool, where you have there's a lot of variables in that one with the spikes going around, kind of like Mega Man X Sigma.
Yeah.
I was into that.
The spiky platform thingies.
Sonic One's got those good bosses.
No, it doesn't.
Well,
I liked when
they're-
I like when they brought the final boss of Sonic 1 back in this one.
They
As a
do
mini
it
boss.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun throwback.
Mm.
If you're having trouble with that, kids, it's every fourth pillar is the one Robotnik will be in.
Wait, is there a pattern to it?
Yeah, there's a pattern.
Well, to
Even
which
in
one
the
is
original
it?
in the original game?
Not in the original game, no.
Okay, I thought it was
but
random in the original game
in
because
the
I
remix,
still have trouble there.
Yeah, in the remixed fight here, he'll pop out, and then it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 Robotniks in the fourth one.
Okay,
Yeah.
God, that's funny. I really liked Sonic 1's bosses. I really like like I said, Labyrinth Zone, where it's just a fucking race and it's the level design.
But the
and
thing
it's
about
super
that
fucking fun.
is that like the hitboxes are so bad there. That's why
never had
I
trouble there.
fucking hate that part of that game, is because the hitboxes on the little pokers that come out in Sonic they're way too big, and it's way too easy to get hit, and you get hit once, you're done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I think
I
that's
didn't have-
absolute
I
shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have any strong opinions about any of the bosses in Sonic Mania.
Ouch.
Sorry. I like
Ouch.
the ones probably like.
I mean, yeah, you just jump into him, grab your ring, and then jump into him again. No matter what, if you get hit, you'll be fine.
Any other questions?
I don't really see any.
any.
I mean, we talked about that. It's very silly, the connection to Sonic Forces.
Yeah, the Sonic Forces thing. I didn't know that was a thing. All I know is that we've got an answer for whoop 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 now.
Yes.
Oh. Hopefully.
Maybe. We'll find
think
we'll
that's all
find out in a month.
Oh, boy. And we're doing another podcast about it.
Yep, we're going to. You family share with me, fucker. You get to play it.
You're buying it on PC?
Yeah, I'm buying it on PC.
Okay.
So, anyway, I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here for tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming out, hanging out with us tonight. Y'all have been fantastic. Thank you, Rock Grumbler, for the sub to the channel. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Tinker Gemini, for the bits as well earlier. Again, we're still kind of on we don't know when we're doing Sox cast schedule. There's just a lot going on right now, unfortunately, for a lot of us, and doing them regularly right now just kind of isn't an option. So, but you know, we're still gonna be doing special episodes like this every now and again. That Sonic Forces episode's gonna be so good. You're gonna be wanting that. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start getting our dumb selves out of here. So, John Thayer, why don't you tell the kind internet people where they can find you?
Farawaytimes.com.
What about you, Rhett? Where can the fine internet people find you?
n3.tumblr.com.
And in my bedroom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can find me at our dumb website, socksmakingpeoplesexy.net. How else are you listening to this? And remember, we are the podcast that loves you. We're the only ones that love you. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, that's a podcast.
Are we live? No longer live?
We are going to stop being live now. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.